Hey everybody, welcome in. It's back. It kind of surprised everybody. The Onward event is back. Now, the Onward event is the first event that was happening when Global came around, when the game was fully released. This was it. It was the Onward event, and it also had like the Quest Mulan event, kind of like the Frozen event that has just been. Now people have asked why haven't we seen a return of the Mulan, and I'd say our best guess would be, and this is just a guess, that because it is the Frozen one just ended a week or so ago, there's going to be a delay before they want to have the next one of that type event, of that type quest-based event happening. So maybe it'll come back, or maybe it's just not going to come back since we had the gem packs in the store during the Golden Week. So we don't really know. But in saying that, it's more of a bonus rather than an event. Well, any of these types of events, anyway. But with this Onward event coming back, we have seen it. Some people were complaining and saying that it now has different requirements. And the thing is, I went and checked back on my other videos of this event when I came, and up until gear and star 6, the only requirement is the star level, and then from 6-star there's 6-star and gear tier, and then 7-star and gear tier. Now I had to go back and check. I was like, "Ooh, did that actually change?" So I went back and I checked my old videos of how the event was last time. If you want to have a look back at the event, I'll put a link to it in the description, at the top of the description. But it was there. I went back and I checked, and I was like, "Oh, look at that! It's just like that." Because I searched through and I saw it was on the Manticore stage, and I was like, "Ah," and then I went through and I was like, "Surely, I there are points where I was skipping through, and at the earlier stages didn't have it." I was like, "Oh, how do I check if I didn't look through all of the stages?" But then I found a point that I quickly went down and browsed, and I found that it surely was there. Now, often maybe a lot of people didn't notice if they weren't up to the star level, gear level 6 or 7. They may not have noticed, and a lot of people on global wouldn't have been able to reach gear tier level 6, so they would have been stuck max. So some of the maybe whales, people who spent a lot, maybe would have got up to the level 5, and they would have got to the stage where they wouldn't be able to compete after that. Although I'm sure probably even at the first week of playing, they wouldn't probably really be able to. Maybe some of them might have been able to compete at level 40, but even then, they definitely wouldn't have been able to compete at level 50 anyway. So, that being said, it was there. It looks like it is returning in full, the same as it was last time. We'll have to have a look and check on the chests when the event fully releases, and hopefully it's just the same, because I think the chests were quite good last time, and I liked the rates and what was available. I thought that was probably one of the better ones we had, especially since global. It was amazing. So I'm looking forward to getting into the onwards and going forward and progressing them. So I'm looking forward to it. Now, I alluded to going forward. What do I mean by that? Now, we can start to get hints and put together how things are going to look going forward now. So we've had one complete cycle of all the old events that were tested during the beta, during the early release, and now we've come to the first event again. This is the first repeat since global, from the global events. And so what we saw Onward, we saw Aladdin, we saw Lion King, Toy Story, Incredibles. Now, with all of that, and then the Downtown Villain Zurg, which was highly anticipated. People were waiting for that, and at least they got a good amount of time to grind up for it. Now, we did see some changes in Lion King, Toy Story, and Zurg since the beta, and that was to be expected. There were going to be some changes since we saw changes along each one. That was changed since the beta. Now, in saying that, the events are definitely a little bit harder, not as rewarding, especially the early stages of the reward, which is sad. And I think one thing that is not so great is, especially for the first 1 and 2 stages, for progression wise, you can't get progression unless you can spend gems to progress. The 1 token drops hardly going to progress you. Maybe there are people just maybe unlocking 1 character at the end of the event, and I think it's not so fun for a lot of people who were playing through that. And that's from the feedback I have heard from a lot of my videos going for over this last month or so, since Global, and that I've heard people coming in from both sides. Some saying, well, we can't progress, we're only just unlocking this character now, all sorts of things like that. And I think it would be nice to better progress a little bit, to get at least the first time you run through 1 or 2 stars on the characters, and then the next time you run through you can get a 3-star and then a 4-star, if it is going to be something like that. Now, in saying that, now that we know how the events have been run, for the coming next lot of events, we have some time now to prepare for which events are most going to be important to you. And now I would say, for anyone who is free to play or spending little, either one, if you come under that category, if you're not purchasing everything that you see and getting far in these events, I would say choose which event on this next little loop around that you want to do very well in, and that you would like to unlock the characters. Now that you've had seen all these characters over the last month, who do you want to aim for? This is a good chance that you have now to say, okay, well, we've seen those events go around, I've seen people using them. Now, who do I want to aim for? Who do I think is fun? Who do I want to get? Who is the OP one? Any of those things. Make a choice. Which event was best? Which one gave the best rewards? Whatever it was, make a choice now. Save your gems up for progressing in one of those events. If you can only invest in one event, choose which one you want to get. If you need to get foul play, if you need to get bucket of soldiers, if you want to get dash, for whatever you are wanting to get, save for that purpose and look forward to these events cycling back through. Now, there are questions like, are they going to come back in the same order? We actually honestly don't know. Lou has the right and will do whatever they want. Now, in saying that, I would think they'll kind of be coming in order, and we won't really know until we see what event comes after this Onward event. So if Aladdin comes after this, we'll probably be able to guess that Lion King will be next, and then Toy Story. Although, just to jump in there and cause a bit of trouble, I have a feeling that within all of these events that are cycling through, every couple of weeks, or maybe every cycle, we'll get one new event added in. That is what I'm thinking, because Meathead has said that Glue has a ton of content, a lot of characters, a lot of things planned, a lot of new events. I would think maybe they'll jump in the cycle each time, maybe add one new event each cycle or something like that, with a new character or new characters, just to mix things up a little bit and keep people excited, and then people can go through the next events and choose who they want to progress on and things like that. So that's pretty exciting. I can't wait to see if it is all going to be structured and ordered, if it's going to be the same all the time, if it is going to get new characters new events slotted in along the way, I think that'll be quite exciting. And I would look forward to that. I really would like so. So my thought will be potentially they'll slot an event between like Aladdin and Lion King, because then there'll be new event, old event, new event, old event, and then I think that's the way they may end up going. Potentially, don't quote me on that. It is just a theory, but I think it would be smart to do it that way. Now, a lot of people might say, "Oh, they're all new events." Yes, but also some of these other events have ways to farm the characters outside of the actual event. Say like the downtown villains and the Aladdin, you can farm any of those characters. And so if you want to progress in those events, get farming for those certain events. Farm your downtown villains, farm Aladdin, Jasmine, Genie. If you want to get your Jafars and foul play spells without too much gem spending, prepare yourself. In saying that, I may even expect potentially or eventually they may put some of those other characters required as farmable characters. So you can farm Buzz for your Toy Story event, but currently Jessie and Woody are not widely available. So for whoever you want to progress with, choose an event if you're limited, save for that, go all out on that event, and then it's going to be exciting to see in the future how this is going to shape up and what's going to be happening. But I have a feeling that is kind of the structures that's going to be going. And then with a few of those, we've got to have the weekly events mixing up. Currently they're rotating every 3 weeks. And also, I have one more theory for you all. With those other little weekly events that are cycling through every 3 weeks, currently there are only 3 of them. We have been told in June they are wanting to bring back the Sorcerer's Trials to potentially bring the stones back into the game. Now, with saying that, the old video, I've got old videos of what the Sorcerer's Trials used to be like for all those, the stones. And yes, the game was different back when I did those, but they were themed around Aladdin, Lion King, and there was a Queen of Hearts one, things like that. But they were type themed. Now, there's been some talk on amongst us Titans that potentially maybe then we might see them. Maybe there's a downtown villain one. Maybe there's a kingdom one, because that's what we've been seeing with the Scrooge event, the Sally's Potions event, the Rune Rumble event. But my theory would be maybe they'll continue what they used to do. Have an Aladdin one, have a Lion King one, have Toy Story one maybe. And maybe they might have an Onward one. Maybe they might have an Incredibles one. And I was like, oh, if that happens, that could be a way to encourage new players to invest into these events to go in and get these stones. Potentially. It's not a guaranteed. I haven't heard it from any of the devs or anything like that. This is just my from my knowledge, from the way things played out in the beta. Beta, I usually say beta, and I'm just saying beta because I've been listening to a lot of other people on their videos and things like that. But from the way things planned out, from what is smart and the way they do things, I think that has potentially the most encouraging way to diversify rosters. Not only focusing, because they're showing you that they don't want you only to focus on something. They're trying to spread everything out. They're trying to make the game experience one that's going to last, one that's going to make you spend here, spend there, choose this, choose that. What are you going to progress and work on a little bit of everything so you can progress and get your way through. Now, I think that'll be a way for them to encourage people to spend and go get further on events. And then when they can get further on events, they can get further on these little events for the extra bonuses of the stones and things like that. It's just a theory. But we'll all see. And I think that'll align from the month of June that'll align with if there was one full circuit from Onward all the way back until the end of Incredibles or Zurg, that will be in June sometime. So that's given people enough for 2 cycles through to stock up on some of these characters. What do you guys think? Just a theory, but my brain's like, is that how it's gonna work? So I'm excited for this Onward event. I'm excited for the events coming back around. I'm excited for people. Now that everybody has a chance, you know what all the different events like. Since Onward has come back the same, I'm expecting otherwise that most of the other events are going to be the same unless there's an outcry like I would hope some of the events that had the super low drop rates and things like that in the chests and all those kinds, I hope those chests and things get better. I don't know if they will. Hopefully this chest hasn't got worse. We can only wait and see. I do think there needs to be good progression though, but in saying that, save for what you think is going to be best, what you really want, and hopefully that works out. So I can't wait. That's enough my speculation and preparing ideas to prepare you all of what you can expect, as well as how to you guys can progress, aim to progress over this next month or this next event cycle. So we'll see. We'll see how it all goes, and hopefully you guys enjoy this next lot and know what you're in for this time. So that's one good thing. So until next time, we'll see you soon.